heard something. Okay, so blankie. And I'm just gonna open it up and then roll it into a roll. Okay. Hopefully the cat does not attack my head. Okay, so I am going to use this in my upper back. So if you need a little extra height from this, your other blanket, I'm going to put the first blanket right in my probably lower shoulder blade to mid shoulder blade, right? So that it all depends on your thoracic spine, your upper spine. But I want my head on the floor, my arms above the roll, and my back arched. And this is asking a lot. You can always unroll the roll a little bit if it's too high. Right, this is kind of the opposite of what our thoracic curve does. So if there's too much, make it smaller or put a little extra height under your head from your other blanket. Knees can be bent, feet flat on the floor. That will help. And long, slow inhale. And long, slow exhale. Long, slow inhale. And long, slow exhale. Maybe a couple more like that, maybe even slowing it down, right? 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and then I'm going to bend my arms, bring the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers. Good. I'm going to hook my thumbs right at the base of my skull and traction the head away from my feet, away from my tail, and curl my spine up, or curl my head up, bringing chin to chest, flexing my upper spine, and then slowly lower back down. I'm still, again, creating a little bit of traction. Doesn't have to be a lot as I lower back and as I lift up. And you can even feel, right, maybe there's a spot right below or right above that wants a little movement, maybe moving so that high point that's on your rolled up blanket is either further down or further up, right? Using the blanket as a little fulcrum to bend around. Lowering and lifting, and again, maybe even find a different spot, a little lower or a little higher. And moving slow, listening to what your body needs in order to soften or relax around this. Kind of movement. And let's do a couple more breaths. Right, so again, I moved my spot. Good. And when you feel ready, you can bring your head back down, arms back out to the side. Let's take the feet a little wider and a little simple knee drop to one side. So you can let your knees either roll towards the same side as the knees. Slowly center with the knees, knees to the other side. You can also take the head in the opposite direction, whatever feels more kind of informative or helpful. Side, center, side. You can even try both. Head, same direction, head opposite direction. Good. Good. And center. And then we'll just do a couple of these. So I'm going to take my right arm and slide it towards the head, and the arm may be on the floor. And if that's too much for the shoulder, you can have it off the floor, or you can even bend it and have the hand closer to the body so there's less less ask in that shoulder joint. So arm towards the head and around the head towards the opposite arm, which is going to turn your head and your ribs towards that side that you're moving towards the left. And then sweep that right arm again around the head back to where we started. Opposite left arm up towards the ear and around the head towards the other arm, rolling your upper spine or your upper rib cage on that roll. Head is going to roll. And then tracing back to where we came, where we started. First side again, right arm around. So my knees are staying somewhat upright, but my pelvis definitely tipped a little bit more this time. As my arm went around, so left arm up towards the head, around the head towards the opposite arm. And back again. And then the other side. Good, and around. First side again, right side, left side, one more time. Right arm around the head towards the left, left arm around the head towards the right, and back again. And then just pause, breathe. Good. Then I'm just going to scooch myself down towards my feet. I'm going to wiggle my hips down towards my feet until I bring my head onto that roll. So my head is elevated. My arms are now below the roll to the side. And again, let's just drop the knees to one side and center and other side. And center, maybe one more each side, head maybe moving same direction as the knees or opposite direction. It's not a huge movement. Good. And then extend the legs. Just letting your head rest back, shoulders rest back. Good. Good. And then I'm just going to slide the roll out from under my head. Good. And I'm just shifting my position so that you can see me. I'm just going to play with a little bit of, so I'm sliding because I'm on carpet. If you're on a sticky mat, you may want to put, or either turn so your legs can slide on the floor, or you can put a blanket over your sticky mat, just so you can slide. It's harder to slide on a sticky mat. Okay. So, laying down, knees are bent, feet on the floor. I'm going to take my feet a little distance away from each other. I'm going to let my right leg tip towards the left. So it's going to come towards the center line, even further across the center line because my feet are wide. And then I'm going to slide that right foot down, still internally rotating, the knees still turning towards the left as I straighten the leg. And then I'm going to turn the knee, the foot, the toes out, externally rotate. And I'm going to slide the foot in towards the hip, or up towards the hip. Lift the knee up, tip the knee to the left. Straighten that leg, so the foot's going to slide away, the knee's still turning to the left until the leg straightens. And then let it turn out. And let the foot slide up with that knee turned out to the side. Right, knee lifts, internally rotate, knee falls to the left, slowly slide the foot down until it straightens, turn the knee, the foot out, and slide the foot to the hip. Good, and a couple more, and you can even put a little press into the foot as you slide up and down, so there's a little more ask of the tissue. Right, internally rotate to straighten, externally rotate to bend. Internally rotate to straighten, externally rotate to bend. And then I'm going to pause for a moment and I'm going to do a little bit of a sweep side to side. So I'm going to walk my right foot a little out to the right, going to let the knee drop towards the center line and slide the foot towards the left foot. And then let the knee fall open and slide the foot away. So I'm just doing a little sweep side, side. Internally rotate and slide, externally rotate and slide. Again, you can use just a little press into the floor. It doesn't have to be a lot, just engaging the tissue. And then let's play with doing a little bit of both. So I'm going to do more of a circular shape. So I'm going to, again, internally rotate and straighten and then slide a little to the right as I slide the foot up towards the hip in external rotation. Internally rotate, slide out and down. Externally rotate, slide up. I'm using a little more of a circle pattern than a straight up and down. So my pelvis is rocking a little bit more. Good. So I'm creating circles in the ground. Good. One more. And then pause. Let's extend both legs. Just notice what you feel in the right leg, hip, lower back, lower belly. Good, and let's bend both legs. Again, feet a little distance apart. Other side, left knee is going to fall in. And then slide down as it straightens. Externally rotate and slide up. Lift the knee, we're just going to find that pattern. Internally rotate, slide down, externally rotate, slide up. And if your body wants to do a little more circular pattern than just a straight up and down, play with that. We'll do it in a moment anyway. Again, notice maybe the pelvis wants to tip a little bit more side to side here. Asking for, right, more, maybe the as you internally rotate, your left knee really slides all the way over to the right as it slides down. Maybe even as you slide up an external rotation, your outer leg is more against the floor. Good, a little press into the foot if that's helpful. And then let's just play with doing a little side to side. The left foot goes wide. I'm going to again internally rotate and slide it towards the right foot. Externally rotate, slide it away. And then just that little bit of press. And cleaning the floor. Sorry, Susan. Good, and then going back to, again, internally rotate, sliding out. Maybe it's a little bit more of a circular pattern. Creating a circle with your foot on the floor as the leg internally rotates, externally rotates. The pelvis is definitely rocking side to side. Good, just a couple more. And then pause. Let's just let that leg straighten, the other leg straighten. Legs heavy, hips heavy, back heavy, arms heavy. Good, let's bend the legs. We're just going to change the direction of movement. So this time I'm going to externally rotate the leg and slide down. And then internally rotate the leg and slide up. And I'm letting, again, the pelvis tip. So there's a little engagement in the inner thigh and there's a lot of opening or a stretch in that outer thigh, outer hip. Good. Externally rotate to straighten, internally rotate to bend. Again, my leg is hovering either closer to the floor or to the other leg more than coming up through the center or down through center. Good, and I notice that I'm definitely in a more up and down pattern. You could be more circular, but let's play with, again, just sliding the foot in and out a little. You can even do the opposite, externally rotate, slide the foot towards the left foot, internally rotate, slide it away. Opposite pattern, maybe, maybe not. Right, internally rotate, slide out, externally rotate, slide in. And then again, going back to finding that externally rotate to slide away from the body, internally rotate to slide in, a little bit more of a circular pattern. And a little bit like you have a cloth under your foot and you're polishing the floor. Just a couple more. You can even do it with your foot flexed. The sole of the foot trying to flatten to the floor. And then pause. Let's extend both legs. Again, just noticing hip, legs, waist, lower back, belly. Good, bending your knees, feet wide. Other leg, left leg tips to the side, right? Externally rotate, knee out to the side of the room. To straighten, turn the toes in, slide the knee or roll the knee towards the right leg as it bends. Externally rotate to straighten, internally rotate to bend. feeling that pattern and just notice how I'm feeling a little clicking going on in my hip. I'm trying to find the place where it's less clicky. And maybe there's weight in the foot. You can go slower, have less weight on the foot, more weight. And then let's play with a little side to side sweep. So externally rotate, sliding the left foot to the right foot. Internally rotate, slide out. Again, just slight engagement in the tissue. Sliding in and out. Good, and then kind of fold that into your circular pattern. Like externally rotating, going out away from the hip, internally rotating, coming into the hip. I notice this leg is getting more tired easily. And just last two. Good, and then let both legs straighten, just pause. Good, maybe arms alongside the body. And I'm just gonna let my head roll gently to one side. And slowly center. And the other side. And center. Good. As I roll my head to the right, I'm going to let my right arm slide down towards the feet. So the shoulder moves down and the left shoulder is going to move towards the head. Head center, shoulder center, opposite side head. Rolls left, left arm slides away from the head. Right shoulder towards the head. And so the head, I just back and forth a couple times. Letting the slide, your head turned right, right arm slides down, left arm slides up. Good, and then let's reverse it. Right as the head turns right, the right shoulder lifts towards the ear, the left shoulder lowers. And just a little different relationship to the neck and shoulder. Nice and easy. Good, side, center, side. And then coming to settle. Good, let's bend knees again. Both feet flat on the floor. Good, feet a little distance apart, maybe a little less. So I'm going to tip that right leg to the left leg. Let that foot slide out. Externally rotate that leg, slide it up again. This time I'm going to pause here with the knee externally rotated. I'm going to try to slip that right foot behind the left foot. You can walk the foot behind, or you can walk the left foot forward and in front of the right foot. You can even kind of hook the top of the foot against the left heel. You can even walk the left heel closer to the hip if that feels available or interesting in any way. And then arms closest to the body. I'm going to press into that left foot and tip the pelvis on its side.
And some rolling from the back of the pelvis to the outer right side of the pelvis, left hips off the floor. Ribs are turning to the right a little. And then slowly roll the hips back down to the floor. Good. So you should feel some stuff happening in that front right hip, thigh, inner thigh. Again, I'm just going to press into the left foot, tip the pelvis to the right. And then slowly roll back onto the back of the pelvis. And again, slowly tip the pelvis to the right. And then slowly roll back. Good. And then I'm going to play with just moving the arms a little bit. So arms a little higher, maybe shoulder height, maybe a little higher. So as I press into that left foot and turn the pelvis to the right, I'm going to let that left hand come down towards the feet and the right arm come up alongside the head, maybe kind of sweep over to the left a little bit. And then slowly lower the hips back down, let the arms sweep overhead and a little to the right. Maybe right hand towards the right knee, left arm sweeping around the head, like seaweed or seagrass. Hips lift and turn to the right, arms sweep to the left. Left arm down, right arm up and around the head. Hips come down. Right hand down towards the knee, left arm up and around the head. Just maybe one or two more times, just feeling a lot happening. Right, side body, shoulders, hips. And last time. Good. And then just slip that knee or that right foot out from behind the left foot. And just slide the leg down to straighten it. Let the left leg slide down. Maybe just roll the legs, turning the toes towards each other. So feet, knees, thighs roll in and out a couple times. Good. Good. And then bending knees. Let's do the other side. So left leg is going to tip towards the right leg and slide down to straighten. Again, I'm going to externally rotate that leg and slide the foot towards the hip. I'm going to slide the foot behind the right foot. Again, you can move the right foot in front of, even whatever feels right. And then arms a little higher, shoulder height maybe. Let's start with pressing into that right foot, tipping the pelvis to the left. And maybe even noticing the head. Head wants to either roll or stay still or roll either away from the hips. Rolling the hips back down. Again, pressing into the right foot, tipping the pelvis to the left. And slowly rolling down. Back of the pelvis on the floor. And so that left leg is a little more, it's kind of suspended, just the shape of it. And I'm turning the pelvis around the thigh. Good. This time, let's bring the arms in. So as I press into the right foot and tip the pelvis to the left, right arm comes towards the feet, left arm sweeps around the head. As the hips come down, left arm towards the left knee, right arm overhead. Good. And again, right foot presses, hips turn left, right arm towards the feet, left arm around the head. Hips down, left hand towards the knee, right arm sweeps overhead. Good. Just playing with that pattern. Noticing your breath. Feeling the movement of the head and the ribs and the pelvis. Good, let's do one more time. And even feeling the length of the side body, front body, even that left thigh, front hip. Good. Slipping that left foot out from behind the right foot, just slide it down until it straightens. Slide the right leg down till it straightens. Turning the toes in towards each other and out. Letting the legs roll in and out. Good. And again, just let everything settle. Notice what you notice. Okay, and then I'm going to let the arms, again, shoulder height, maybe even a little higher. What we call these body halves, because we're trying to bend the body in half. So feet a little wide, hands a little higher than the shoulders. And I'm going to bend that right arm. So right arm is going to slide along the floor, down towards the feet. And I'm going to let that right leg turn out again. The knee bend and slide the foot up towards the hip. So I'm going to slide the knee and the elbow towards each other. Okay, so it's going to contract the right side of the waist and it pull that left arm and left leg towards the right. And then I'm going to release that. Come back into my little X shape. And then other side. I'm going to let the left arm slide down towards the knee. Let the left leg externally rotate, knee towards the elbow. Maybe they touch. Maybe they just pull towards each other. Notice what happens in the other side. Right arm being pulled around the head. Right leg is being pulled towards the left. And then extend everything back out. Good. Right elbow pulls to the right knee, right leg externally rotates, pulls to the elbow. And feeling that left arm and left leg being pulled to the right. And then other side, left elbow down, left arm externally rotates. Slide towards each other. So you get that little side body contraction on the shorter side and release. Good, one more time. We're going to do a little differently. So the right elbow and right knee pull towards each other and let the left arm and left leg sweep around forward and then rest on top. So left arm on top of the right, left leg on top of the right. So I'm on my side, little fetal position. And then I'm going to stretch that left arm and left leg away from each other. It's a big stretch, that side body, left side. Keeping that right arm and right leg pulled together just a little as the left leg, left arm slowly slide away, rolling the pelvis onto your back. And back into your X. Left side, left leg bends, left arm bends. They pull towards each other, and that right arm and right leg are being kind of pulled along. They're a little more straight. They slowly sneak around and forward and rest on top of the left side. and then reverse, right? Right arm and right leg sneak away,
slowly sneaking behind, letting you roll back onto your back, releasing that left side. Good, and just pause and notice. Good, let's do one more each side, and then we'll do a little different. So right arm, right leg bend, pull towards each other, kind of drawing that left arm and left leg around. It's nice, even here, a nice stretch through that left side. Rolling onto that right side. Arms together, knees together, a little bit of a fetal shape. And then letting that left leg, left arm sneak away. Slowly roll onto your back. And then other side. Left elbow, left knee. Good. And feeling that the right side following the left side. Maybe hesitantly or just quietly so they can receive the benefit. And then lay on that side. And then reverse. Right arm, right leg. Stretch away from each other and slide away from the left side. And nice and slow as you roll onto your back. Okay. Yay. Okay. So knees bent, arms out to the side, just a couple little knee drops, one side, other side. Good. And let's actually drop the knees to the left. I'm going to let the right leg slide towards the left leg. Just let the feet, right foot step onto the left foot. Just breathing. Good. Maybe take that right arm to the head, around the head to the left arm. And then trace back around, right arm around the head and back out to the right. Right leg slides back to where it had started. Knees center. Knees right. Left foot slides towards the right foot. Just pause. And slide that left arm towards the head, around the head. To the right hand, and then slowly trace back around, a half circle. The left leg slides away from the right leg. Good. Let's do the first side again. Knees tip left. Let that right leg slide around the left leg this time, and maybe just do a little kind of sweep of the right leg towards that left hand, nice and easy. Slide back to where it started. Knees tip to the right. Just a little slide, a little mini swing of the left leg towards the right hand. Doesn't have to go all the way. Feel into what's available today. Just getting that little rotation in. Left, right leg slides to the left. Knee center. Tip right, left leg slides to the right. Just one or two more of these each side. It's nice and easy. Not too much push, a little more breath. Good. And roll onto your back. Good. Let's grab our blankies. I'm just going to unroll my blanket and just stack two blankets. You can use one, you can use two. just this little wide and narrow, 2 stacked blankets. And I'm just gonna lay on my back. Good, lift my hips up, slide the blankies under, lift heels, lift hips, blankies under. I'm trying not to get my feet near my cat, because it keeps playing my ankles. Okay, let's take knees in towards the chest for a moment. Just let the knees fall in. You can even take the knees wide. Use your hands or not use your hands, depends on how easily your body does this shape. Good, even let the knees go wider. Good, and if it feels available, you can take the feet towards the ceiling and just hold the feet or ankles. Good, letting that lower back round. But even letting all the tissue around sitting bone, tailbone, the anus just widen, soften. Good, maybe one leg bends a little more, maybe the left heel towards the left sitting bone and let the right leg straighten or move towards straight, doesn't have to straighten, just playing with what that feels like. Again, just going back and forth until the body gets more used to it. Good. And then maybe let both legs straighten. You can hold the feet or the ankles or the inner thighs. You can even tip right to left, right? Let the right leg pull towards the floor, tipping the pelvis to the right, and then let the left leg pull towards the floor. Tip side, center, side. Good, and then legs together. They don't have to be up to the ceiling. They can definitely tip towards the face. You can even press the shins into the hands, just enough to, again, create some connection to the whole back body, from the upper back, lower back, backs of legs. Maybe even play with pointing and flexing the feet. Good. And then bringing the legs further out away from you over the hips. Let's bend the knees. Good. I'm going to take right ankle onto that left thigh, just above the knee, and let that left leg pull towards the chest or push towards the chest, however you feel it. Pull, push. So I'm using my legs a little more than my arms. Maybe even the right leg pushes down into the left leg. Good. And then I'm going to take that right foot and slide it towards the upper thigh, towards the lower belly, maybe even up against that front left hip bone. Good. And just pulling the right knee towards the right shoulder and away from the right shoulder, towards and away, towards, moving towards a little bit external rotation and a little less external rotation. And then maybe right? Bringing the left foot behind the right thigh, or if you are familiar with half Padmasana or Padmasana, you can flip that left foot on the right thigh. Good. And maybe just pause, and wherever you are, letting the pelvis tip. So if the left foot is behind the right thigh, you can even just fold it there as you tip the pelvis side to side. And maybe draw both knees closer to the chest, just a little bit of movement and a little further away from the chest. Good. And then release the legs, both feet up to the ceiling. Good. Left ankle on that right thigh, just above the knee. Let the right leg pull towards the chest. Let that left leg resist just a little. Left ankle into the right knee, just a little push. A little pull and a little push. Good. And then sliding the foot up, kind of mid thigh, upper thigh, even towards the front right hip bone, which brings the left knee a little closer to the right knee. And then again, just a little movement, bringing the knee closer to the chest and then further away from the chest. Getting that little bit of play in the hip joint. You can even take the leg a little right and left, side and side. And then maybe the right foot comes behind the left thigh, or you can move that left thigh away from the chest, right thigh on top of the left thigh, maybe. Doesn't matter if it's behind, half Padmasana or full. And then again, just that little tip, rocking or tipping the pelvis side to side. Or drawing both knees towards the chest. Or holding the feet. Doesn't matter if one foot's behind, one foot's on top. Knees a little further away. Good. Release the legs, feet up to the ceiling. Let's take the legs wide. Bend the legs, come back into your happy baby just for a breath or two. And then bringing the feet slowly, slowly to the floor. Pause, breathe, letting your back soften, belly soften, chest soften, throat soften. Good, lifting your heels, lifting your sitting bones, just slide your blankets towards your feet. And extend your legs. When you're ready, hands on body, hands off body. Just taking a few more moments, just feeling yourself widen and soften into the floor. Your upper back, even the mid back and lower back, soften and widen. Back of the pelvis, even the backs of the thighs against the blankets, or the backs of the heels. Backs of the arms. And even the back of the neck widening, softening, spreading. Back of the head. Good, and in turn, letting the front of the body soften, the face, the throat, the chest. And the upper abdomen, lower abdomen. Even the front pelvis, groin, thighs. And then the feet. It's that sense of softness. Just notice the rhythm of your breath. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Can you feel the movement, that kind of swelling and settling that happens in the body as it responds to the breath? And then maybe even just a sense of connection to not just gravity and the floor, but earth beneath you. Maybe the quality of light in the sky around you, coming in through the window. Sense of temperature, or even just a sense of connection to the sun, to the warmth, to trees, to the breeze. And slowly, slowly, just a little bit of movement in toes and fingers, still in this place of softening. And little arms and legs still in this place of softening. Gently roll to your side, nice and slow, staying in this place of softening. And bringing yourself up to sit. Good, inhaling slowly through the nose. Exhaling slowly through the mouth. Inhaling slowly through the mouth. Exhale slowly through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. And let's inhale for an om or a hum, your choice. Mm. Namaste.